Okay, so
Okay, so
Mars of Destruction.
Mars of Destruction. 10 out of 10.
Is 240p the highest quality you could find?
Yes. I thought I'd treat you guys.
The
So
oh,
Chad,
sorry.
Chad, explain the story to us. Like, recap the story. What's it about?
There's a spaceship in the beginning, and it was crashing to the Earth, and then we never know what that had to do with the story at all. Because after the spaceship disintegrated,
okay,
flashed
you don't remember?
2010 on the screen like Evangelion font faces. What antics are going on inside there? Yeah, do you remember what the spaceship was?
Yeah, that was the Earth, the Martians coming to invade Earth, because they wrap it up at the end of the episode. Is see, all human beings actually came from Mars, and then went to Japan, and then populated the world.
Mm-hmm.
See, we're all really Martian.
And they were people too.
Didn't he say something about the coronavirus too?
Yeah.
Something. It says like.
So the monsters were humans on Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. The coronavirus.
Oh shit.
So then, what the fuck does that have to do with the spaceship crashing? If they were already on Earth,
Maybe they just screwed something up.
Yep.
Maybe they just goofed.
Those guys. Yeah, they were the real. Yeah, he said at the end of the episode that we are the real Earthlings.
The humans were the real Earthlings.
Wait, but maybe the Earthlings went to Mars and then the Martians went to Earth, and then.
Did they switch? Did they flip flop and then they decided to come back?
They did a wife swap.
No, maybe we'll have to like look up like the wiki for this show.
The plot of this show.
Mars of Destruction wiki. And
here, I'm going on the TV tropes, man.
Yeah,
Only TV tropes people are dedicated enough to write.
To write about this.
All right, here it goes. The plot goes something like this. Sometime after a space mission to Mars ends in destruction, strange monsters called Ancients begin appearing around Tokyo. A group of specialists consisting of 3 girls and 1 troubled young boy must fight the Ancients until they can come to understand exactly what it is they are fighting. That made it sound a lot better than it really was.
Yeah,
really?
I
would have.
I guess a little bit.
It's pretty much the same. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we watched, I guess.
And the dudes they shout like laser beams out of their mouth, because that's what like humans, being the ancient people, can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. They're incredibly buff, but all they do is shoot laser beams and do chokeholds, which are very ineffective compared to the laser beams.
They can
choke. Is that a JoJo reference?
They can choke a small child for like a minute straight and do absolutely nothing.
If you don't do it, everyone will die.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I've seen this.
He's been strangling that bitch for like 30 seconds now.
Yeah. Oh, he knows. He was
like
just
the smallest girl, and he was just sitting there holding her, just like that.
Just choke holding one little girl and just being like, "I'm done. I'm gonna choke hold this other little girl." And then, like, after he's done choke holding that little girl, he pretends to die for like, I want to say like 2-3 hours, because the police had all shown up. They already had some exposition.
It looked like he had like a hole blown through him though. Like the guy took out the big gun and he shot like a hole through him, like from Kung Pao into the Fist, where the guy just had the hole in his gut. That's what he was like, and he just stood back up.
And then the most action, like not the most, but like one of the most animated scenes was after he stood up with the hole in him, and then they were blasting him with the rifles. And he's like, and it's like, where the fuck? It's like, where the hell was that the whole show? Like that was.
No, they're using this. They're using the same guns. The I don't know what a hole in your chest does, but it makes you like -200 towards bullets.
Where were all those effect.
Yeah, the bullet did not work earlier in the fucking slightest.
They didn't even hit him in the beginning. That girl kept missing every single shot, like, which actually saves animation budget.
Well,
so
she
maybe...
also, like, she shot him point blank. She ran up to his, like, abdomen and just went...
But his abs are made of fucking Mars adamantium or something. He does a lot of crunches, maybe. Did they ever... They didn't mention why all the soldiers were girls, did they? They didn't... No. They said nothing about that.
Why should it matter, man?
I think that part they don't have to explain.
Exactly.
Anime.
Because anime, yeah.
It's anime. And I don't just mean that as a blanket meme statement. I think the era that this was made in, I think they purely were just like, if it has girls in it, people are going to watch it. But now it's like, they want to make them cute. They want to make their personalities good. They want to make them super moe. But then I think back then it was just like, people jack off to this stuff. Let's put girls in it.
It had Halo sound effects. I don't know if you guys were noticing that. And that was the thing that like they got me. Is it literally was like
oh, sorry, go on.
No, it was like
I'm horrible.
Well, it was a lot of stock found. It was just stock.
It's a very royalty-free show.
Yeah, all that classical music, all the fucking. There was like a cartoon whoosh noise. I'm trying to find it on YouTube right now, but there was a scene where someone jumped or got picked up, and it was like whoosh. I don't know. The sound effects.
They should have added like a boing sound. Would have been really cool.
Oh, did the Koji re-edit of Mars of Destruction?
My re-edit would just consist of that one scene where the girl gets her fucking head blown off, and then it cuts to black and looks like...
Oh, pardon my laser!
Oh. Kidding, that's not me.
Yeah. No, it just cuts exploding. She shoots that off and goes, boing.
Yeah. Puts a cartoon sign in there. Goes bonk. And then it just like
cartoon banana peel noise.
Yeah. Yeah, it plays like the Looney Tunes song.
that cop got like brutally beat down. Like they all just came out and started going.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There was the two identical cops who were just sitting there.
Cop 1 and Cop 2.
And like it's like the Austin Powers scene with the bulldozer coming towards the guy. And he's sitting there going, "No!" We're just sitting there waiting for the lasers to hit them.
And you think they'd seen enough of those lasers? It's the only move they have other than chokehold.
Yeah. It's him, the Mars of Destruction. I decided that when we do these shows, we should put in a good boy, a nice boy quota, where we have to say something nice about it and compliment it.
Oh, dude, I'm complimenting the hell out of it. I love it. I love the anti-masturbation.
What's your favorite part?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about it?
Okay, it's too many to choose from. Oh no, my favorite part has to be the anti-masturbation cross.
Oh my god!
It's the anti-masturbation cross. He's about to put it on, dude. It's the anti-masturbation cross.
The anti-masturbation cross.
This is what I spit on.
It just squeezes his guts.
Because I lost my shit.
It puts like the gut squeezing harness on him.
Yeah.
It makes him scream really loud.
There's no way you can say like what, like why? Why does it have to be like a cross? Is there any reason?
Evangelion.
Oh, okay.
Crosses in it.
Yeah. No.
I remember there was like a video of what's his face? The guy who made Evangelion. He was talking about. They're like, why did you pick the name? He's like, oh, I thought it sounded fancy.
Yeah.
But
I have a couple mangas of Evangelion. This one guy gave me a shit ton of mangas one time, and I was like, thanks, dude.
It was a hobo. It was like a greasy hobo came up to you. It's like,
okay, so
read these.
When I was like 19, I got out of a bad relationship, and I did the exact thing that most people do, is I joined the army, and then like I got kicked out of the army because I wasn't like smart enough No, it wasn't smart. I had like anxiety or some shit. But basically, they were just like, "Cool, you're goodbye." So I was stuck in like
wonky. We don't like him.
Yeah. So I was stuck in like everybody who gets kicked out town, and it was just a bunch of lazy goobers. But there was this one guy, and I'm talking like, I don't want to be a dick, but if you imagine what a NEET looks like, he is 100% that. Mm-hmm. And he just, I think he had, I'm trying to think what he was. He had a manga that he had put down, and he was hoping somebody would read it so that he could give them a bunch of mangas. So that is like he had put down. I'm trying to figure out what it was. It was something like I had known of. It wasn't One
Piece. Man.
Yeah, it was something that I'm a normie, so I'm not the worst, but it's something I would
Trigun.
That. But yeah, it was fucking Trigun. So
was it?
Yeah. Thank you.
I see so that like it was fucking everywhere. That's why I guessed it.
So then he's like, "You won my prize," and he gave me a bunch of like the mangas of Neon Genesis Evangelion, which I like that one. It's like a prequel story. It's great. I love it.
This reminds me of I was in community college in like it's like a psychology class. I don't know. It didn't matter. It was just general ed shit. And then there was like this husky, like mid-30s Hispanic woman. She looked nice enough. And one day she showed up. She had Vampire Knight manga sitting on her desk. And it looked like being a closeted weeb at the time myself, I felt like she wasn't sure if she should show people that she had this manga, but she's gonna put it on her desk anyways and let everyone deal with it.
The girls in the girls driving around in the van was beautiful.
I think it's funny that they like drive themselves. I thought they'd be like they'd be in the back of the helicopter, you know.
Yeah, they have to drive. They have to drive to where they're gonna fucking die.
You think I have enough money for that? My operations are as fucking bare bones as it is, man.
You spent all the money on the Mars, right?
The government doesn't approve our program. We have to work off private funds.
They obviously don't have anti-laser helmets either, so it just cuts to them. They're just driving like normal people, and then they get their shit wrecked.
My favorite part was how nothing was intriguing enough, like in the science. Like you watch a good sci-fi, and you get really fucking intrigued. You're like, oh, I want to know. Ooh, what's the mystery here? What's the big cosmic truth? Like, what's going on? What's the big fucking mystery? Ooh, but I didn't feel that at all, not an ounce. And then they decided to give me the big cosmic truth in one fucking scene. With
no sense whatsoever.
that totally unfitting music playing. And then the scientist pretty clearly stated that the humans were the Martians or something, and then the white guy is like, "What? What does this mean?"
Oh, yeah. I wish they had like the stereotypical like white guy voice that they have in anime, where they talk like this. Oh yes, that's amazing.
Humans come from Japan. No, ew.
Impossible. Yeah, I didn't get that line. I need to maybe rewatch because I didn't.
He was upset.
I think I blacked out for a second.
Impossible.
My mind kind of just went away.
He was upset when he found out that all humans come from Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all weebs.
Yeah, we knew it from the very beginning.
Yep.
But Bill American, random. Yeah, just came in and it was like, no, preposterous, gross. I don't want to be a Martian man. Ew.
Dirty 11.
Take it back. I'm not Japanese.
Say psych. Say psych.
I'm waiting for that psych. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Humanity's roots in Japan, impossible.
Wait, does that mean that we're all Japanese, dude?
No, I think it means Japanese people are aliens. That's kind of a backhanded compliment, though. Like, what you gotta compliment them. Be really nice. Be a nice boy and tell them what you loved about it.
I'm being nice. They gave me compliments.
No,
they gave me
some. Chad's
But at least they gave the main character a backstory. Is that still backhanded if I say at least? They gave the main character a bit of a backstory.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's a 20-minute OVA.
Slide.
Yeah. They gave him some daddy trauma. Even if it was a little uninspired, at least we knew what was going on.
Okay, so your compliment was there was trauma involved, and you like that.
I like that the character had a little bit of depth. Is what I mean.
You're talking about the
an iota of depth, and it didn't seem to bother him after he went on the anti-masturbation cross. He was just like, there was never a single moment of like, "Fuck you, Dad, I'm not gonna do it." He just, there's no complaints after that.
Yeah, he just accepted it. He's like, okay.
My compliments keep turning into criticism, scathing criticism. Sorry.
Okay, what about when the ancient guy was just like, "You're the invader of Mars. It's you." Like you didn't feel that lore. You didn't taste that.
No.
Our pro tag is a invader. Oh no. He was the bad guy the whole time.
Really blew my mind.
Yeah, the bad guys were the good guys, and the good guys were the bad guys.
Yeah, it makes you have to rewatch. I guess we'll have to watch it again to like really understand. So let's do it. So let's just all right.
No.
It warrants rewatching again and again.
From the top. We have to get the little nuances in there to really analyze this film. We're not proper nostalgia critics unless we do that. Well, what I liked about Mars of Destruction is that it had a cool big guy who choked people. That was pretty cool. And he had like horns. He was like monster protagonist from the 2000s.
Yep.
Okay.
Or monster antagonist, I should say. He was like pretty much like all those guys. They all had like the spikes on their shoulders and stuff and really big. I like those guys. They're cool. And I like the grumbling men. You just go, like someone just brought like a hobo in to do some voice acting.
Oh my god, I forgot about the janitor.
Is that a cat noise? Shit.
I can only imagine they got like the janitor to do voice acting for this because they didn't have so low budget. That was artisanal voice acting.
No, top tier,
Yeah.
100%. He killed it.
I guess it didn't. It wasn't ever boring. It wasn't necessarily interesting, but it wasn't ever like, you know when you just watch like bad and it's bad, like not even bad and it's good, but it's bad and it's boring.
Like really generic stuff that you don't really remember.
I mean, this is kind of that too,
but I mean, we're gonna remember
there's
it
something,
probably.
Like they got to the point, they didn't belabor anything. Like they didn't give me any fake drama between characters I didn't care about. They didn't have any scenes that were like super overdone and just like, oh, when is this over? Like there was none of that. So I'd say that for a 20-minute, if this is the story, they gave it to us in 20 minutes, and they did that part properly. They got me to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I would have had you watch it regardless. I would have forced you to.
Okay.
Don't leave. Don't you dare leave.
I was never in pain. That's something I can say. Never in
true,
pain.
Yeah. Like I have watched some things where it was like physically painful to sit through.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, it's also easier to like keep your attention if you only have 20 minutes. Like if this was like a full 12 episode series, it probably would have been kind of nightmarish.
No, there's a certain point I think where like you don't reveal any information about anything, so you keep watching because you're like, I want to understand what's happening. Like it sets up this open loop in your mind, so you want to close that loop, so you keep watching. So they closed that loop. They closed the hell out of that loop when they gave us the exposition dump about Mars and humans. But I mean, I guess that kept me watching because I was like, okay, I get that things are happening. I'm going to keep watching and see what this means. And who's this? And what does this mean? And then before I knew it, it was over.
Speaking of 12-episode series, the director of this actually did do a 12-episode series, and it was on the same worst anime list that I found this on.
Now, why do you think this was never picked up? Why do you think that they were not giving the funding to like have an entire like 12-episode series of this?
Probably because the market was entirely saturated with things like this, and it was pretty bad compared to a lot of its contemporaries.
Yeah.
I just want to say they didn't sell it hard enough, you know?
They didn't have enough stick-to-itiveness.
I mean, there's some shit. I'm gonna say, like, as shit goes, I could see that getting like a TV show. Like, I personally, I think it was bad, but on a pilot's worth, it wasn't as bad as pilots I've seen, or like, you know, just as an OVA, it wasn't the worst.
The show that they did was, it's the company's called Idea Factory, and they did this and something called Tenku Danzai Skelter Heaven.
Yeah.
Which I think is a mech show.
Sounds great.
They had CGI.
Oh, gee, shit. Like 2000 CGI?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Alright, I think we can wrap up this podcast then, and it's probably going to take a while to edit down. I'll probably edit it down to like half an hour total.
There's no way we're going to get that much footage.
Just edit me out of everything, and then that'll help cut it down.
Yeah, just
it's just gonna be Tony. It's gonna be him
okay.
the whole time.
Oh yeah, no. What I'm gonna do is let me get some canned laughter. Ha ha!
Oh! Edit it so it looks like Tony's talking to himself the entire time.
Sounds like a plan. Oh, I guess we should before we cut the podcast off. I guess we should pick something to do next time.
Yeah.
And I was thinking for this show, we could do like Western cartoons too. So if there's like a Western cartoon that you want to do, like maybe some kind of failed like Saturday morning show.
Oh, you know what's great? When Kiss Cartoon used to be around, Kiss Anime, there would just be the giant list of everything, and you could click on any of those titles, and 9 out of 10 times it was a piece of garbage. It was just something complete dog shit. Are there any of those sites still alive?
Probably not. I wouldn't think so.
I probably have some like really bad show that I have traumatic experience with. I just can't think of the top of my head.
Here we go, an Australian anime.
Australian anime. It's about fighting giant spiders.
All I did was click K, and then I clicked like the first thing that showed up. But there's a list of a lot of shitty things on here, at the least.
All right, we
could just transplant the list into another service.
We could always figure it out later.
A lot of Chinese computer CGI.
Oh, that would be interesting if we found like a Chinese one to do for an episode. There's also one of them I thought of was remember what's his face, Bubsy? They had like a Bubsy TV pilot for like a Saturday morning cartoon. That could be a good one to do sometime. Also, there was that one, My Sister, My Writer. That was like last year, I think. It aired either last year or 2018. And it had like notoriously bad animation because like...
Oh, this was horrible. Yeah, I watched the first episode and I just... No.
The only problem with it is that it gets worse as you go. My Sister, My Writer... there's one that Monkey Punch designed, the guy who did Lupin, called Gundo Musashi, which I guess is about a samurai with a gun.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds dope.
Musashi Gundo, yes.
And...
I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm looking at this picture right now. It looks beautiful.
I mean, it's hard to lose. It's hard to fail with like a plot where it's like just a samurai with a gun. Okay, so this one might be the next episode, but like I said, we could figure it out later, and we could always do like Western cartoons too if you think of a really good one.
I'm totally down for whatever, man. I'm just enjoying hanging out with you guys. Thank you for allowing me to be on your podcast.
Oh yeah, it's been tough, but I'm putting up with it for you.